Hi, guys. Whoa, that's loud. Hi, guys. My name is McFcfantv. Sorry, someone is really, really loud. Talk about feedback. Sorry, guys. Whoa, Alan, mute yourself a minute. Sorry, guys. This is not the way we normally. Yay! Told you it was Alan. Alan, turn your volume down, buddy. You're really loud. Sorry. Anyway, guys, welcome to Man City Man TV. That was not an introduction you were all expecting, was it? Yes, welcome to our Premier League preview with a couple of guests while Alan just sorts out his sound. Is he right? Is he not? I don't know what he's
You forget what to call it there, Martin.
Yeah, I did. And Ryan, on the night where we're going to talk about Premier League previews, but it looks like Manchester City have pleased everybody and have finally agreed a deal to sign a defender. No, it is not Koulibaly. I'll go into that later on when I'm going to double check. I'm going to leave it half an hour to see whether it is actually confirmed or whether it's just rumours. But yes, we've got Ryan Corrick back on the channel. How are you, buddy?
I'm fine. I have watched much football today, being let down by Cologne, as usual, and I've done some baking.
Baking?
Yeah, I've done baking.
What is this? Are you and Andy starting your own show? Can't cook, won't cook?
Well, I'm quite good at my baking. My grandma made wedding cakes, so I just learnt things off her casually.
So, something you don't learn on a Saturday night is Ryan Corrick bakes. You didn't know that, did you? Let's go and try Melbourne. Let's see if he's got his sound sorted out.
Is that better?
A little bit better, but don't worry. When you're not speaking, just mute yourself and we'll be all right. The funny thing is, his sound was absolutely spot on before we went live. His sound was bang.
I've not touched anything, so no, there we go.
He's just been applying his makeup. Hey guys, if you saw Ryan Corrick dancing to the intro music when he was backstage a minute ago.
I wondered if you could see it. I wondered if you could see it.
Ryan was jiving to the backstage music. It was quite funny. But let's get into it. Let's see some hellos. Ryan Corrick, hang on, how can you be on two places at once here?
Hi, half an hour ago.
Hi, you have some snazzy guy whose name begins with R on tonight. I'm not even going to entertain that. Amma, hello, mate. Blues, how are you doing? We're good. Cal Blundell, hi, mate. How are you? Well, I know you are. You've done nothing but talk about Lionel Messi. Sorry, James Rodriguez all day, haven't you? Zagon, I took Zaha out of my fantasy team. Silly boy. Silly boy. Kounde. Is it Kounde? Kounde? Someone's going to have to tell me.
Kounde.
Yeah.
Kounde.
Alan, your sound is not great, mate. Tell you what to do, mate. I'm going to take you off, and then I'll try and bring you back on, right?
Okay.
Let's try. Have you got anything there you like? Your skybox or anything that might interfere? Try without your headphones. That might be a job. Right, we'll bring Alan back in a minute. Sean Fogarty is on. Hello, how are you, buddy? Sam Elliott, hello. Zagon, how is everyone tonight? Thank you for the follow on Twitter, mate. Took you long enough, didn't it? Hi, Martin. You said last night you had a transfer theory. Is that now we don't spend big money? I will go into that, Colin Mack, at some point because there's some. I've got a little bit of a theory. Kai, mate, I'm buzzing another win, a dominant performance. Oh. Everton are going to win the league now. Have you heard it, Ryan?
I mean, they can't win the league with Pickford.
Hello, Blues. Tom Hudson's on. Hi, Ryan, mate. Hi, Ryan, mate.
Hi, Tom.
Am I invisible? I'm clearly invisible here. Let me see if Alan is any good.
Hi, mate. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Little bit. Hi, Matt. Right. Have you got me on in the background, Alan?
Oh, that's loud echo.
I'm going to come off and re-log on.
All right. This might end up down as a two-man team, this. Hi, Mike. Now, Ryan, to welcome all today. Hello, Rubenton. Well done, Cal, today, mate. Class game. Tom's not saying hello to me. Iona Beats. Welcome back, Alan and Ryan. Have you missed them? Thanks, Tom. I thought we were not as good as we were versus Spurs. Let's see who else. I'm going to get through these hellos as quick as we can. Doopy, good evening, buddy. How are you? Blue Heart is on. Good evening, gents. Good evening, Blue Heart. Hi, everyone. Pardo Oaks. Hope you're good. Got my tinfoil hat ready for Martin. Why does everyone think I'm going to go on a massive rant tonight? My dad's making my wedding cake. Are you getting married? Apparently, we are signing Kounde. Kounde, I don't really know his name. You still scored 5 goals, mate, so it's happy days, isn't it? I knew he was a master baker. I sent you a link to come on here and you just ignored me. This is so. Why does Ryan remind me of Joe Lissett? Remind him of Joe Lissett, apparently. Indran Hill says Kounde to Man City. There are the rumours tonight. Still not confirmed. Evening all. Ronnie Beaver is on. Hi, mate. Ciao, Blue. How are you, buddy? Hope you're good. Don't see all the hate for James Rodriguez. Good job you didn't see mine earlier. Kounde, yeah, we will talk about that, but near the end. Haven't seen anything that Kounde guy. Is he any good? No, got a clue. Animal Lifestyle, hello. There's Andy's favourite dog. Andy's favourite dog. Alan needs a new headset. Yeah, we're going to try and get Alan back at some stage when he's back. How close will we get to Liverpool, lads? We will talk about that tonight. I'm half cut, Martin. Might be better than Alan. Good to have you, Martin, and everyone. Yes, guys, thank you. I am back. I do apologise for not being too well over the last week. As some of you know, I have got very bad back, so that's why I've been off. I was in hospital on Monday, so yeah, not been a great time at the moment. But yes, I'm just trying to see if I've got Alan back, but it doesn't look like we have. So we'll just start with us two, mate. Unless Tom wants to come on. Is Tom in the chat still? If he wants to come up, it'd be great to have Tom on as well. But no. Premier League preview. I'm going to ask you, because we've not spoke to you for a while about this, Ryan. Now, all I've seen on Twitter and everything else is absolute meltdown that City are going to have an awful season. They're going to be in the top 4, blah, 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 blah. Where are you with this, buddy?
For the first time in a long time, I've been going into the season on Twitter. Usually you go and you bookmark tweets of like other fans clubs with unrealistic expectations or saying that, you know, City are going to be crap and their team's going to win the league. This season it's majority City fans saying we're going to struggle to finish top 4, which I think is laughable, to be honest. I still think even with the squad, even if Laporte was out for another season, I think we'd still comfortably finish second. So I've been kind of on that side of the fence, just being like laughing at people that are overreacting, so to say. Yeah.
Alan is with us backstage. I'm going to see if I can bring him back now. Let's see if he's any better.
Hello.
Hello. Very loud echo. Right, what I think the best thing to do is, Alan, when you're not speaking, mute yourself. And then when you're speaking, we'll unmute you.
Okay.
Yeah? Is that all right?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, today for Alan, he'll try and sort out his thing. Yeah. But it's fine. Can you all hear Ryan all right? It's nothing my end, is it?
Okay, fine.
Right, Alan, same question to you.
It's because you've woken him up at 5 a.m. He hasn't had time to prepare.
Alan, same question here I've just said to Ryan. I've said, all the reaction on Twitter is about we're in for a bad season, blah, 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 blah. Where are you at with it? Your initial thoughts before we get into the questions of the season?
Well, as it stands right now, we have obviously there's an offer out on a player. He's not signed at the moment. I think we all agreed a few months ago at the end of the season that City's weak point and weaknesses were at the heart of our defence. We've signed Aki, which is a good signing. The main issue that we had, and we felt that we needed someone who was more of a leader at the back, experienced on the right hand side, the person to replace Vincent Kounde. I think that was the key area that we have, that we needed to improve to help it. You know, going forward, I didn't have an issue at the end of the season, because I knew we've still got lots of goals in us, even when Aguero's out and Jesus in. I still think we'll score lots of goals. So that's not been an issue. The issue has been we've let in too many goals last season, and we needed some sort of leadership at the back. And unfortunately, as it stands at the moment, that's still not been sorted out. There's still 10 days left of the transfer window, so hopefully we can get something sorted out. I think we've dwelled too long heading down the KK route. I think dealing with Napoli's like me pulling teeth. But I think a lot depends on what they do in the transfer market between now and the end of this month. So we just have to wait and see how we go on that. But I think we're more than capable of finishing in the top two. I do think Chelsea have moved slightly ahead of us at the moment with the signings they've had. But obviously we've got a knitted squad that's capable of finishing in the top two. Whether to challenge Liverpool at the moment, until we sort that defence out, I don't think we can.
Well, I'm just trying to see if there's any update on the news that was broken about an hour ago. Apparently, is it from Rios that apparently City are set to sign Seville centre-back Kounde for a fee of around £45.8 million.
Okay.
Is that something that floats your boat? Either of you? We'll go with Ryan first. How are you with that one?
I've not seen a lot of him personally. I don't watch a lot of the Spanish league. He seems to have had a good year, similar to Diego Carlos. But I think I saw someone saying earlier that he's only played 29 games in La Liga in his career, and that's at 21 already. And when you compare that to, I know someone else that's played pretty much a season in La Liga was Salisu, who's Southampton have signed from Real Valladolid. The same age, but they've got him for 11 mil. And from what I could tell from what I'd seen and what I've seen people saying from La Liga last season, they were pretty similar in quality. Probably Kounde seemed a bit better, obviously playing in a better side. So it's another one of those 45, 50 million pound signings that could kind of go either way. Could turn out to be really good and, solid for the next decade or whatever. Or he could turn out to disappoint like John Stones so far. So it could go either way.
Well, Alan, where are you at with Kounde? Sorry if I'm saying that totally wrong, guys.
I saw him play in the Europa final. He looked solid, he looked quite quick as well, which is something that we do need. He's only young. He's got potential. I know Real Madrid had him on the radar and were looking at him in these last 2 weeks. So he's another one. He's a potential, but the one thing I do like, if he's any good, and he proves to be good, we've got him for the next 10 years. Whereas if you sign a 29, 30-year-old, which we were looking at trying to do, we'd only have him for three or 4 years maximum, and that would be it. Obviously, you've got to trust City. They've done. You would have thought they would have done the homework on targeted players, and he's certainly better than the other centre half at Sevilla. In my opinion, I think he's the better of the two. We'll just have to wait and see if they do. That's if they do sign him, because they've been saying they're going to sign KK for the last 4 months. Set in the papers. So
yeah, but apparently we've agreed a fee. We never got to a stage of agreeing a fee.
Well, if that's the case, then at least it's a positive step, and we've got that right side covered. Then we'll have whether Garcia stays or not is I think Garcia's going, and then before we do anything, we've got to get rid of Otamendi to clear the numbers out and clear that wages out. But there's a problem. He's doing the same as he did last year, and obviously people that are watching don't understand that. It's a situation where Otamendi is looking to move on, but there's a problem with his wages, and where he's going to be taking a 3 million wage drop, whilst City being asked to cover the remainder of his contract, 12 months wages, to uplift that wherever he goes. If he signs a 3 or a 4 year deal somewhere else, the next 2 years after that, he's going to take a massive drop. And that's what the problem was last year about him moving. He can't seem to get it in his head that he's going to need to drop his money to go somewhere else. And this is the problem, because if we can't get rid of him, he's actually blocking the move for us getting another centre half in, unless we drop him out the whole squad. So it's a very tricky situation. It's the same thing happened last year with him. He's only got 1 year left in his contract.
Yeah. Well, let's go in.
We're also apparently with Tosin, the Aguero, whatever, however you pronounce his second name. He's apparently getting offloaded as well.
He wants to leave, though, doesn't he? And you can't blame him. He wants to play for his team.
Yeah, he'll be home count as homegrown, so that wouldn't open up a spot for Kounde anyway. But
you got to remember, guys, he's been there since he was 8, and once he's been at West Brom and Blackburn, and he's had 2 years first team football, to come back and be 5th, 6th, 7th choice. Yeah, I don't think he was ever going to accept that. Tosin was never ever going to do that, in my honest opinion. Let's get in some of your comments. We'll win the league, says Tom. Cancelo will be player of the season. We'll beat Liverpool at Anfield after 16 years, and Ederson will leave at the end of the season. You really have got your bee in a bonnet about Ederson, haven't you, mate? You'll see that Ederson isn't as good next season. We have our so-called big centre-back in. We haven't, the big centre-back is Kounde, mate. So, Rubito, why would Ederson leave? I just don't understand that. Chris Baker, Tom, are you drunk too? LaChao Blue, seriously, I'm a big fan of Kounde. Last season, I watched him more than 10 times. I've never watched him play, so I'm going to be honest with that one. All thought I was talking rubbish at the end of the league game. It was facts, you will say. Well, it was an opinion. It was an opinion.
You don't have to love your opinion word, don't you, Martin?
I do.
Arguing over facts and opinions.
Well, everyone's telling me everything's fact nowadays. When it's not, it's an opinion. People can never say he's a rubbish keeper, he's the best. It's an opinion. The man won Golden Glove. How can he be a crap keeper? It's a bit of a
I think Messi's the best keeper in the world, personally.
Yeah. Well,
you can't disagree with that, Martin. It's my opinion.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, Joey Hart's not coming back.
Lancow's on. Hello, buddy. Hope you're good. Tom, Ederson is overrated. Ederson is one of the biggest weaknesses. Sam Elliott agrees with him. You're right, Tom. He's not actually a very good shot stopper. Could name you a few games he's saved as him with shot stopping. Norwich, Southampton, he's been loads of games. I don't think there was a right-sided centre-back out there that could possibly be as good as Vincent. Get over it, in my opinion. Everyone's going to throw opinions at me now, aren't they? Everyone's going to go, in my opinion. So I can never disagree with them, which is what we're all about here on the channel.
But Martin, we've got to give trust to Pep and the scouts that they're not going to buy rubbish. Let's be completely honest, they're not.
Well, badly made content. Get Koulibaly, please.
No.
Badly made content. Get Koulibaly now. Koulibaly looks like he's not coming.
Well, he wants an extension. He's always wanted an extension at Napoli.
Let's not go down this route that he wanted a contract.
Yes.
What is it with you? Every time someone doesn't come, they're after a contract. Never thought they'd free a fee. French too could form a partnership with Laporte. Good point, Tom. Full stop. So I don't get Tom Hudson mixed up. We are probably buying this kid because he's done amazing against Wolves. Great point.
He won't be in for Wolves, though.
No, he won't be in for Wolves. Not wrong. He cost us the derby, cost us many Champions Leagues and many Premier League games too. But because he's not Bravo Mars, he'll get away with it. Hey, I've given thing Matty stick, don't you, buddy? Manchester City for life. Thank you for your super chat, buddy. Kounde, come on. There you go. Man City for life. Much appreciated, buddy. Thank you very much. If we signed someone today or tomorrow, they wouldn't play against Wolves, would they? No, it's got to be. I think it's 48 hours clearing it.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah,
Seville guys, our type of profile play, much better, longer term option. Need to get Stones out as not trusted. Don't. You'll get Chris Baker on your back for that.
I'll be honest, I think Garcia is going rather than Stones. I think Stones has got another year.
Can't blame Tosin and never will. He loves our club, but he has to look at his own future.
Yeah, exactly.
Zagon says Edison is world class. Tom, Golden Globe is irrelevant. Golden Glove. I think he means Golden Glove. Is irrelevant when the best keeper in the league was injured for 7 games. You mean the best keeper who's conceded 3 against Leeds? That best keeper. In fact, he's self-determined through a bias, but an opinion is an open, universal, private thought vocal artist. Tom, my opinion, Martin and your brother. No, that's not an opinion. It's factual. We're not brothers. That's fact. We're not brothers. Robert Robinson, I like Kounde. Everyone loves Kounde. I've never heard of the fella. Now everyone thinks he's this best. It is. I love fans. If all clubs do this, they've never heard of a player before. They've watched him on YouTube 3 times, and he's the best defender in the world. Me personally, I've never even seen this kid play. Have you seen him play, Alan?
Yes, in the Europa final. So
right, apart from that one game, had you seen him play?
No, I saw him play, and he did well in the Europa final. To be fair, I thought he was very good. From what people are telling me, he's the best of the 2 centre halves at Sevilla.
Shadow, give it another 5 years, and Edison will be matching Sergio Ramos' record of red cards. That I could get on board with that one. Tom Smoking Man said Edison is overrated. It's all opinions. Please, we have shafted Napoli. Well done, City. That it could have been. I don't know.
Well done, City. Yeah, on that. Enough's enough.
The best keeper that's won the Champions League and the Premier League in the last year. All opinions, guys. All opinions. I've been a keeper for 12 years, nearly 13. I was a manager for nearly 13 years, mate. So, and I had a player become pro. Went and signed for. He was at Salford. He's now signed for. I think it's Scarborough. No, he wasn't. He's now at Scarborough. Full time. Yeah, I won't tell you his name because he might be watching and don't want to embarrass him. Martin by Hector and Horn. Welcome, anonymous user. Hi, just tuned in. Thank you.
I'd like to point out not going after Hector and Horn.
Yeah, I'm not. Imagine if you, GSC, and a Steam Company collab. We've had JSGC on here before. The Steam Company wants to do his own thing. So we have tried, guys. Right, so if we sign this Kounde, we brought in Aka. So we've got 2 new centre-backs. We have Ferran Torres, a really good up-and-coming prospect. I'm not going to say he's one of the best going because I've only seen him twice. Again, I've not seen him long-term. Aka, we all know what he can do. Sergio, we now know, is out for 2 months. which is the bit.
You forgot Scott Carson.
All right, Scott Carson we've signed as well. But before I go into my theory to why we've not bought a striker, why we've not bought a left back, which is what I think we need. Because one thing I will say, I do not believe the club when they say they didn't know Sergio. Because apparently Sergio was in training, he was on holiday jumping off boats, and then he's suddenly out for 1 or 2 months again.
Yeah, well, he was fighting for fitness for the Lyon game, apparently.
Well, exactly. And apparently last week...
And that was a month ago.
Yeah. He was fit for he was fighting fit for the Wolves game, and now according to Pep, he's out for 1 or 2 months. That doesn't make sense, that to me. So, have we done enough, Ryan, in your opinion, for the upcoming season? Have we done enough?
I think we're in a fine position. As I'd said multiple times on here, the left back I was interested in was Sergio Reguilon, but I think what Spurs have paid for him at 27 mil is good, but
stupid
with
deal.
the buyback with the buyback clause, it's not worth anything.
Yeah.
Get 2 years out of him for Mourinho before Mourinho goes and finds another job.
Well,
after he falls out with everyone.
Can buy him back at any point over this 2 years as well?
I'm not sure if it's over the first 2 years or if it's any point after 2 years. I can't remember what it is, but
it is a mad deal. It's like a 2-year loan, really.
Essentially, it's very questionable. So with that buyback clause, City were never going to be interested in that.
No.
Striker-wise, with Aguero being out, I'm not uncomfortable with it. I think Jesus is a starting striker for probably 17, 18 of the teams in the league.
Mm.
And then we obviously have Sterling and Bernardo who can both play there in a more centre-forward role.
Bernardo's
I wouldn't be I wouldn't be opposed to getting someone in on loan, maybe. I'm not interested in... I know a lot of City fans on Twitter have been saying Cavani today. Don't want that.
He's gone to Benfica.
No, I think that's someone else that went to Benfica.
I'm sure Cavani's signed for somebody else already. Let me check while you're talking. I'm sure Cavani signed a deal with Benfica.
It's... But other than that, I'm more just... kind of, I wouldn't be opposed to Jovic on loan, which I think a lot of people have been mentioning. Luka Jovic out at Real Madrid, who they apparently want to send out on loan. Wouldn't be opposed for that for a year until, next summer, go and get Haaland, who scored twice today. But I'm comfortable with the depth we have, especially when Aguero comes back. Other than that, obviously you have centre back, but I think we're comfortable in pretty much every other position on the pitch. I think our squad is better going into this season than it was last season, probably. So obviously going into last season we didn't have Sane because of his injury. We've now brought in a winger in Torres. Obviously we brought in Ake as another centre back option. Laporte, assuming he's fit for the entire season, big boost on last season. And not to mention that I think Rodri and Cancelo will have a lot better seasons this year. They've had their year to adapt to Pep, which we've seen a lot of players need that first year to adapt to how to play under Pep. Seen it with Mahrez and Bernardo especially. So I think we're in a perfectly good position going into this season, and I'm happily confident with the team that we have, the squad.
Okay. Alan, do you think we need to buy anyone else?
Well, I'd like a left full back if we could get one. So we've still got 2 weeks to try and source that if we can. It has spoke some alarm bells with Sergio, I must admit. He's 32 now. I think this, you're not telling me, that injury that he's had, I missed this injury in his knee. But I read up on it last night, and it takes anywhere from 4 months to 6 months to recover from. That's what they're saying, right? So, and he did it in July, I think it was, when he did his injury. So that's anywhere between October and December, where he comes back, which is about right what they're saying. So if that is the case, actual getting involved in proper training, apart from just sprinting up and down, the City have known that Sergio's not going to be fully fit for the start of the season, which I believe that is the case. And if that is the case, why are they now? I would have been searching for a centre forward in this period now to look for that transition period, because I don't think Sergio, when you're doing knee at 32 years of age, is going to be the player that we used to be.
Sorry, I'm just agreeing with Rubento's comment, because Alan has got up at the crack of dawn. Alan's been up at 5 a.m. to come and do this, guys.
Yeah. So
the point a lot of people in the comments are making about people on free transfers, the problem with free transfers is that while you don't have to pay an upright fee to the club, they still cost. Like, the majority of free transfers are not a good deal financially for a club. Especially, no. I think Suarez is probably a lot better than Cavani in terms of a deal. But I'd be much more inclined to bring in someone on loan for a season. Kind of like how Chelsea did with Higuain a few seasons ago, than bring in someone on a free transfer. Unless it was to do it unless we did it through like one of our other clubs in New York.
Well, Zagon's gone, give Delap a go. Not a chance. Guys, can we not?
Too young.
I don't want people to now jump on this bandwagon of Delap. He's played a couple of decent games for the youth team, scored goals. But I watched that game.
Can he take a throw in?
Well, yeah, good point. But it's too much for him too soon. Let's not throw that much onto him. Blue Art says, well played, Alan. Tom's gone for Espirito Santo. Jovic, Shadow Rundown. I've got one for you, because I don't think he's signed yet. Luis Suarez.
I wouldn't say no to that in a heartbeat.
That's made you all go quiet, hasn't it?
I know Spurs are looking at Danny Ings, aren't they, as a backup? He's over 30 now. You know, he wouldn't be a bad shout either if he went and said, right, we'll get him as a backup striker. It's not like the old days where you used to have two up front. You only have one up front now. So the problem is where Sergio's fully fit, he goes straight into the team, doesn't he? But there's now a point now. I think this is the sign that we have to face up to, that Sergio is on the decline. We don't like to admit it, but this is the sign of it, where we have to start thinking about, right, do we need to go and get a replacement now and let the transition happen? I don't want a situation where we have a season where he's only playing 15 games because he's injured all the time, and it kills our season because of that. I think we need to now start looking at transition. You know, whether they go for Haaland now, or even look at trying to transition him in January. I don't know, but I think we need to start thinking about it now. Start to make some. You know, if these centre forwards take, you know, a good 12 months to nurture and bring in, City now need to start doing it. I think the extension time for Sergio has disappeared.
Yeah.
I think the club will have learnt a lot from what's happened with not replacing Company as well. So I think they'll have a plan in place for Sergio leaving.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they have. You know, we hope they hopefully have. That's why they've walked away from Napoli's deal. They've just got fed up. We can't afford to take the chance and wait 2 weeks to get KK, and then at the end of it have nothing again, like we did last year with the centre half from United. It's just not going to fly, not now. And I agree with what they've done.
Yeah, well, Tom's gone, well, if Delap doesn't start, neither does Braff. I've never said Braff should start. I've never mentioned Braff starting. I think Pep's already mentioned Braff's 6th, 7th choice.
No,
I'm going to be.
They might play the League Cup, that's it.
Well, apparently I was wrong. Cavani was going to sign for Benfica, but then has pulled out. due to financial problems with Benfica. So,
Well, he
right.
might be all right. He might
Well,
be okay.
Pardo Oaks, this is what I'm going to get into. Here's my theory. What is happening with Pep's contract? No one mention of this now. Well, Pardo Oaks, I'm about to, because this was my theory of last night. When Mancini was leaving in his last year, we didn't really spend a great deal. When Pellegrini was in his last year, people go, we bought Sterling and we bought KDB. If you really think KDB and Sterling were Pellegrini signings, come on. Pep was already lined up and ready to roll in at that point. Pep's only got 8 months left in his contract, which to me is a worry. It really is a worry. And I will agree with what Pardo Oaks just said. It is being so put under the radar right now, and everyone is so quiet about it and relaxed about it. It's a little bit of a worry. Is there a case? Now, I'm only saying this is a theory. I've not heard anything. I'm not saying it's my opinion. I'm just saying this is a theory I've thought about. Are we not spending the money right now because Pep may not be here next season? Ryan?
Yes.
Well, I'll come to you in a minute down there. Ryan? So Ryan.
Yeah, I'm a lot more worried about Pep. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm
We
just.
can hear you.
Right.
I'm just going to mute you, Alan.
Okay.
Go on, Ryan.
I'm a lot more worried about the whole Pep situation than I was probably in the summer, when we were doing Friday night socials and we discussed stuff like this. I'm not. I still think there's a good chance of him extending, but I'm a lot more worried about him not continuing and signing a new deal. I don't think this transfer window has really put a lot into that. I think the centre-back issue is an issue regardless of if Pep stays or goes, that people, like the people that deal with the transfers behind Pep, are kind of struggling with the whole centre-back issue. I'm not as upset if he does leave as I was if you'd asked me this a year ago, based off the end to last season with the Champions League and everything. But I think it would still obviously be a loss, because obviously, and having Pep will allow you to bring in just much bigger names. I think a lot of if Pep stays and extends for another year could depend on if it looks like we could get Messi next season on a free. I think a lot of it could depend on that, and he'll want probably assurances on, right, this summer, if you want me to extend, we need to go and get Messi.
Sorry, my cat.
Out of Barcelona.
Now, guys, I'm not. Yeah, cat gate again. I'm not saying Pep is. I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's a theory I was told the other day by another fan who said, "Have you ever thought we're not doing what we're doing because of this, that, and the other?" Pep's only got 8 months left. Alan, where are you at with this theory? Now, it is only a theory. There's nothing in it. He might sign a new contract, and I hope he does.
Well, first of all, I hope he stays, but I think he's still weighing up. I think the club wants to get him to sign a longer contract than he wants to sign. I think he wants to do maybe a year or 2 year deal, where the club probably won't. Where the club want to do a 3 year, because they want commitment. They want a long term plan, and I've still held to that all along. I don't think. I think we've got to look at it in two things. I think Pep's been thinking about, ever since his mother's died, which is not that long ago, with COVID and all the COVID scenarios going on at the moment, he's probably still getting over his loss of his mum, to be honest with you. And he's got a father who's at home living on his own, etc. Yeah, he's got some He's got brothers and sisters to help, but that must be playing on his mind. His wife is also in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to commit long with more than 1 or 2 years. I think he ideally wants to do 1 year, which, let's be honest, as if you're speaking as a football club, 1 year is neither here nor there. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that. I don't care what anyone says. I would not be happy. He needs to commit longer term than that for me, and I think that's where the club's at. And
Does he though? Alan, does he though?
Pardon?
Does he need to commit more than long term?
Well, I think City need to make plans as far as they're in the middle of a transition of the team. We all agreed at the end of last season we needed to replace certain players. All right, fullback, centre forward definitely needs to be brought in the next 12 months. Yeah, the replacement for Vincent Kounde, hopefully this lad works out with a bit of luck he might do. So he comes in. And then we've got Gundogan, is in his 30s. He's going to go out of the team in the next 12 months. It's far easier to bring in players when you've got stability at the top. And if you've got stability, you've got someone like Pep. And let's be honest, he attracts players. He does. People want to play for him. Torres said he's going to make us a better. I can't see people like Torres and these young lads that are signed come into the club if Pep's not going to stay.
Great point. Great point.
But you know, the club need to sit down with him.
Thank you, Sean.
And say, you know, let's sort something out, Pep, because I think it's making us fans very uneasy that we don't know what's going to happen.
Well, Tom's a barrel of laughs tonight. Pep is going to leave. 5 years of Pep is a blessing. True. The longest he's ever stayed at one club, including his beloved Barcelona. Poch will be on his way then. I told you this from the very beginning. He will lead us to our first Champions League. Poch. His body language gives me the impression that he's going through the motions. I think there's something in what Alan said about the death of his mother. Luis Enrique.
I think expanding on what Alan said, I think it is important on the length of the contract, because if he's not going to extend for a long-term period, you also have to think of the managers that are currently available in the market right now. Like Poch is free, out of a job, and if he's still out of a job in 6 months' time, Pep still hasn't signed an extension to his contract. It seems like a no-brainer to move on to Poch at that point, rather than continue speculation, and then maybe miss out on a top-quality manager.
True. I'm only saying it was a theory of mine because, like Alan said, like part of the major signings might not come if Pep is not going to be here. That was only my thing. I know Andy will say, well, what do you mean by major signings? I'm talking about your Koulibaly's and all these other players. Yes, we've signed young, hungry players with this Kounde, I can't say his name. Might be.
Kounde,
but we don't know whether he's going to be world class. We don't know if he's going to be any good. We're taking a chance on the lad. We're taking a chance. Now, if you're looking at him and Laporte, they're both French, which is great. French guys together, that might be the thinking behind it. We don't know.
Laporte was obviously a lot more experienced as well at the time when we signed him.
Yeah,
like exactly. He'd been in La Liga, being touted by top clubs for a number of years at that point. Kounde's had a good season in La Liga. Well, it's very much a chance signing.
Yeah, but it might work out. Alan, the club didn't agree to MCFC TV opinions. Don't think they watch, mate. The club know best, short term and long. The fans make themselves uneasy, not the club. The club generally do. I mean, I've had my critics of Cheeky in the past about deals failing, not getting over the line. Do I think we've messed around this transfer window? Yes. I've always said I think we've messed around. Am I going to, say we're not going to do this, that, and the other. By the end of it, no, because I said something today on Twitter about I'm not bothered about trophies, and I got murdered by some people on it because I'm not. I didn't travel the length and breadth of this country watching. No disrespect here, but Walsall and Scarborough and everyone else were watching, and Blackpool and Yeovil and Lincoln City, because I was interested in trophies. I'm not, but to me, that's not what I'm interested in. And I understand it is the forward.
I think you did.
Go on.
I think you did take the comments there in that little Twitter argument. I do think you took the comments a little bit the wrong way regarding that when you started going on about you're not in it for trophies. Like I don't think that was the point that was being made with the argument. Yeah, I know that, but I don't think that was the point being made in the argument.
The point I was making,
specifically.
I know what it was, but people are saying we're a different club. We should have ambition, and we should have something. I've got ambition, and this wasn't directed at the two people I was debating with on Twitter. My debate is with some of the City fans that I've seen that are literally toys out the pram right now because we have not signed Koulibaly, or we're not doing this and we're not doing that. And everyone's in meltdown. Everyone's in total meltdown.
Well, it wasn't a case of going to sign Koulibaly. I think it's been an impossible situation. I think the guy at Napoli, I remember having this conversation with everybody on the channel when KK came out in the woodwork and said, right, we're going to sign Koulibaly. And I turned around and I got slated for it, saying he will mess us about, a Napoli guy will just keep upping the price every 5 minutes, and it'll end up not getting done. And I got slated for it, and not because that I'm being negative, it's because they've done that before 3 or 4 times at Napoli with other clubs, and it's happened again with Napoli and him, and I just felt that Napoli is probably one of the worst clubs to try and negotiate with, especially with Tiki's relationship there after the Jorginho saga last year, which, to be honest with you, was a blessing in disguise because he's had a nightmare at Chelsea a couple of years ago. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's that bad a thing. We've got a young kid who's going to be hungry as hell to impress and do well. So let's give the lad a chance. At least we're going to sign someone that wants to play for us. I've not seen one newspaper report or media report saying that KK wants to come to City. Not once. Because if he wanted to come, and the president of Napoli was making all these noises and making it difficult, he would have come out with a transfer request and said, I want to leave. But he's never ever done that. The only thing he's ever said is, I want a pay increase at Napoli. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have someone that wants to be there and wants to do well.
Well, I have read saying that he wants to come to City, he wants to play under Pep Guardiola, but I've also read what you're saying as well. The end of the day is we were dealing with a club who were unnegotiable. Yeah, you've also got to remember the reports are out of this. We've never gone to the table. Cheeky has never ever gone into a negotiation with Laurentiis. So how can we ever get into a negotiation if it was being dealt with by his agent?
Well, that's exactly right.
So you can't always stick the blame to
But there has to be a point where the club says we've got to go a different direction.
Well, they have. Well, they're
not. Yeah. Well, that's what they've done. That's what they've done.
You're moaning about something they've done today.
And that, well, at the end of the day, he's not signed yet. By the way, Martin, he's not signed yet.
I know what you've just said. They need to buy a deal and go on to somebody else. Reportedly, they've agreed a deal with somebody else today.
Good, because we couldn't do it.
But if we agree a deal for a centre-back, you have to wait a season. You have to wait a season for them to come through. We had to wait like a year for Laporte and a year for Stones and 2 years for Koulibaly, which just doesn't ever happen. I think a lot of the people throwing the toys out the pram on Twitter especially overacting a lot, but like a lot of the abuse that Tixie's received is massively uncalled for. I do think he's been a bit overly petty in the Koulibaly negotiations. I agree with Carl on a lot of the points he's made regarding that. And I think the main criticism of him isn't like the incomings, because I think our recruitment has been some of the best in the league over the last few years. I think the main criticism of us in the transfer market is our outgoings and like how little we get for players.
I'll give you an explanation for that, Ray. Is that Manchester City players are one of the most highest paid players in world football. Okay, and so when we come to getting rid of them, the clubs want to buy them, and which they do want to buy them for X amount. But the problem comes is when their wages are halved or even more than halved at the clubs that want to buy them, and the players don't want to go because of that situation. So the way to get rid of them is to lower the transfer value dramatically to get them off our books, and the club use that original fee that they were going to pay for their wages over that period of time. That's the problem with the selling. Okay, it's because our players are on such an amount a week, and so let's say for argument's sake we'll use Otamendi as an example. Okay, Otamendi's getting 7. Yeah, I know. Well, just use him as an example.
I like Otamendi.
Well, hang on. He's on £7 million a year wages.
Reportedly. Let's just say 7 million, okay? And let's say Inter were looking at him. They wanted to pay 3 million. So he's taking a drop of 5 million a year. Okay? So, and they said, oh, City wanted 10 million for him, argument's sake, or 20 million for him. The only way to get that over the line was to drop, say, to 5 million and use the money they were going to buy as their wages. So in other words, it becomes more or less as a free transfer. And a bit like the Sanchez at United, he went there and they used the money they saved to pay for his wages. That's where City have an issue, is because they pay such very good money, which they do. When someone comes to the end of the term and going somewhere else, it becomes difficult. Yeah, so that is a problem right now.
Yeah.
And apparently that is sticking point with Otamendi reportedly.
Yeah.
Again, don't know for the fact. I mean, I can't remember if someone's putting here, the club will never come out. The club will never come out. No club ever come out and go,
no,
we're after this, that, and that. You don't do it. We can only go on what people say, the media and everything else. But the media said the other day Spurs were after Bale and Regular. Well, today Spurs signed Bale and Regular. So somebody leaks stories out. They do get leaked out. I keep saying this to Andy as well, and Chris, who keep telling me the media talk a load of garbage. Well, the media have got a lot of deals right this summer. They've also got a lot of deals wrong, but things happen. I think we were after Koulibaly. I just think we didn't want to pay the money.
Correct.
I think De Laurentiis
for his age.
He's up to.
Yeah.
So we've now gone for a cheaper option for a young lad who I'm not going to lie, is a gamble. He's a gamble because we've not seen him play. We don't know how great he's going to be. He is a gamble. In my eyes, he's a gamble because we don't know. That's all I'm going to say. But
it's a very I feel like the signing of Kounde is similar to Stones in a way. The only difference is that Stones had the experience in the Prem, which I think the whole Prem experience line is massively overused nowadays, because I think like it's not like it used to be. It's not you come to the Premier League, you're now going to get kicked in the shins for 90 minutes. It's nowhere near like that. It's not like it used to be, and the league's top players don't overly need the time to adapt to a new league. Might take a couple of weeks to bed in, find a good bit of form, but the top players going from one league to another, it's not really going to overly affect them.
I mean, Tom says fully deserves that wage. Otamendi has been class. We're not disputing that, Tom. The problem is now is we can't get him out the door because of his wage. No club is going to have a 30-plus-year-old on the wages he's on. And apparently Otamendi doesn't want to take a huge wage cut. So we can't get him out the door. So Otamendi's got a choice to now make. Does he play football or does he sit and earn money for not playing football? Because he will not be part of this squad next season. He will not play.
No, exactly. You don't look at it. You don't look at it. It's not, City might subsidise his wages wherever he goes for 12 months because that's how long his contract is.
Yeah.
But the problem still arises. But for the length of his contract, which is a year left. But the problem arises the second and third year that Otamendi, wherever Otamendi goes, is going to take a massive drop. That's what he doesn't want. I'll give you another example, which people probably relate to straight away. Gareth Bale, Real Madrid have been trying to get rid of Gareth Bale for 18 months. He's on 600 grand a week at Real Madrid. Tottenham have taken him on a loan for a year with an option to extend for 2 years. Okay, Tottenham are going to pay up to £275,000 a week, and Real Madrid are having to pay the remainder of that contract for 2 years because that's what his contract is at Real Madrid. Okay, no one was going to buy Bale and pay him 600 grand a week. Hence why Bale has sit and played golf in Real Madrid for 12 months because he's gone. It's up to Real Madrid. It's not up to me because he doesn't want to walk away from 600 grand a week. Why would you? Because he knows wherever he goes, he's going to be getting 250,000, 280,000 a week. If he's lucky, 300,000 a week, which is a massive drop in his salary. Hence, why Otamendi's got a problem. I can understand where he's coming from because this is going to be his last paycheck. This will be his last paycheck, and that's what professional footballers do. And but it doesn't help City's scenario when they're asking players to go with a year to go. Why should City pay them for the last 12 months when they're at another club playing there? Why should they? I wouldn't want to. I was running a business.
Yeah.
But the problem arises, we pay, and this is a legacy thing, we pay very good money to get people to come to City. It becomes difficult, it really does. Because we're also looking, again, we're in COVID times. Clubs are not going to commit to paying a massive amounts of money in salary right now when money's tight with clubs. There's only City and Chelsea who've got cash.
Well, Liverpool have just spent 75 million, mate.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah. Well, that's all I'm saying. Liverpool have spent 75 million.
Yeah.
Tom says, are we going to talk predictions of the season? We're talking money. Tom, we're talking about, when I said predictions and preview, this entails it. I'm not going to go through every single game of the season of how you think you're going to do. We'll do that as we're going along. But what I wanted to do tonight was come on, talk about transfers, how we've done in the summer, are we ready? Are we ready? That's why we talked about, are we ready to go this season? Do we need anyone else before the season starts? Do you know, I did make that point, but right, Wolves, Monday night. I did the preview earlier. Please go back and watch that with Dazzling Dave. Fantastic. If you haven't watched, he's done a preview on his channel as well tonight, where Andy has gone on and given his thoughts on Monday's game. But Ryan, no Laporte, no Bernardo, no obviously Kounde or whatever his name is at the moment.
Kounde.
No Sergio. Are we ready for Wolves on Monday night?
Well, in me, Cal, and Tom have our own little predictions league that we've been doing. I'd like to point out week 1 I won. I got 9 points. Cal got 7. Tom got 4. So I'm winning. They've both gone with 3-1 City victories, and I've been nice and negative, and I've gone 2 on Wolves. I think it's going to be the same struggles we had last season overall. I don't know who he's going to play at left back. That's could be any of three players, really. It could be Cancelo, it could be Mendy, it could be Zinchenko. I don't know what formation he's going to play. He could try and replicate the sort of formation he played against Lyon, which could work if he sets it up correctly. I think we're going to run into the same sort of issues we had last season, but then again, it's also City, so we could just turn up, win 3-0, 4-0. We usually perform well on the opening days. The delightful Twitter admin like to put out a post saying that we've not lost on the opening for like a decade, so that post's always gonna go well. Similar to the one when we had the longest unbeaten record in the Premier League against Newcastle, before we then went and lost to Newcastle like a day later.
Yeah. Alan, where are you at? Sorry, Ryan, what's your prediction then for Wolves on Monday?
I had 2-1 Wolves on my predictions.
Oh, I was trying to go positive. Alan, where are you at?
I've been positive. I have us winning the league on my table.
I'll come to that. We will come to that in a minute. Come on, Alan, Monday.
It's going to be a really difficult game. They play the system 3-5-2, which City seem to struggle against, which we do. I think we're all honest to admit that. We tend to struggle against. They're very strong in the transitions, and they're very, very quick and very, very powerful, especially Traore. We've struggled to handle him. I wrap my brains on if we're going to match and play 3-5-2. I hope we don't, because we can't play it, especially when we're having to makeshift defence again. Whether he plays Aki and Stones or Garcia, at the end of the day, I hope he plays the 4. I really do hope he plays the 4 and plays to our strengths and tries to go and win. I just hope it doesn't end up like it has done.
From Lyon.
Every time we played, not just from Lyon. I'm thinking about the Wolves games in the last 2 or 3 years. We have been caught out on the break so many times by them. It's frightening. And I'll be honest with you, it worries me. It worries me, because every time we play against teams that play 3-5-2 with our makeshift defence, we've struggled. And you know, hand on your heart, you would admit that. You know, my heart says City would win 2-1 or 3-1, but I've got a sneaky feeling we might draw 2 each. I think we will concede against Wolves. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. And I went and had a bet this week on City's results, and over here, Wolves are paying $6.50 to beat City at Molineux, and City were $1.10. And I had a flutter on Wolves, I'll be honest with you, because the 2-horse race, with 3 straight wins against us, we could lose.
Martin doesn't look very happy. Just remember, they went and signed Marcal from Lyon. They went and signed Marcal from Lyon. He knows exactly how to deal with us in a 3 at the back formation.
So Ryan's got to get beat. You've got to get beat. Guys in the comments, they haven't got us winning. I mean, Dazzling Davis.
I've said a draw. I've said a draw. I'm not going to get beat. I've said a draw.
I said Cal and Tom. Cal and Tom both said 3-1 City. Cal and Tom both said 3-1 City.
Alan's just had a bet on Wolves winning.
I had a bet in the middle of the week, Wednesday it was last week. Because at that point, we were messing about with KK and everyone was complaining. I thought, well, it's a good bet. I thought I'm having a few dollars on that, and I did. So, you know, but
I'm not like back in your club, is it, this year?
But at the end of the day, I want City to win. Of course I want City to win.
No, you don't, because you've got to find
Yes,
on.
I do. No, I'm just covering my back.
Yeah, I want City to win. I just want to also win my predictions league. Therefore, I'm going with Wolves. I like winning, Martin. I like winning.
Oh, Martin, all I can say is we could be 6 points behind the leaders on Monday night.
Well, let's have a look and see what you
Leaders
guys.
Everton. Leaders Everton.
Yeah. Wait,
All right,
Liverpool will be there as well.
Ryan, who's your lineup for Monday?
Oh God. Edison, Walker.
Traore will
But I think Pep will go. We'll go with Edison. Edison, Walker, Garcia, Ake, and Stones, Cancelo. Then midfield with De Bruyne and Rodri. No, De Bruyne and Gundogan. And then we'll have Torres, Sterling, and Jesus.
I don't know what's up with everyone tonight. The negativity is buzzing around the room.
I just told you. I have us winning the league, Martin. Come on.
No, I know, but you've got us getting beat. Tom's got to say that he wants Edison and Laporta crap, basically. You've got you betting against City. For God's sake, everyone.
Oh, dear me.
Oh.
Martin, we can't. Martin, no one's going to take this from you. You have Liverpool shorts, remember?
No, I do not.
Your Liverpool Speedos.
Oh, my God. Right, anyway.
Why are you sighing like you're disappointed?
Do you want my team?
Go on, give me your team. Then I'll give you my team. I'm
Scott Carson.
Yeah. Cherry out in the goal. No. Edison, Walker, Stones, Ake, Cancelo, Rodri, KDB, Foden, Mahrez, Jesus, and Sterling.
Say that again, Alan.
Edison,
Yeah.
Walker right full back, Stones right side of defence,
Yeah.
Ake, Cancelo at left full back, Rodri, KDB, Foden, Mahrez, Jesus, and Sterling.
So, got my team.
Go on.
Well, Neil Hansen, Edison, Walker, Ake, Laporte, Mendy, KDB, Rodri, Bernardo, Sterling, Jesus, and Torres. Apparently, Bernardo's injured. I put Bernardo in my team, but he is injured apparently.
Yeah, yes.
He Edison. Go on,
Yeah,
Ryan.
he got injured with he got injured with Portugal. And then I'd see with I didn't pick Mahrez because of his he had got his COVID test the same with. Well, no, he got his I'm fine with Mahrez. He got his COVID test the same with Laporte. So I was, even if he is back and fit, I think he'd more be someone come off the bench 50, 60 minutes.
Edison, Mendy, Ake, Garcia. I'm amazed why everyone's playing Garcia.
It's because I went three at the back. It's because I went three at the back.
I wouldn't have Garcia anywhere near the 11.
No,
neither would I. But
anybody who does not want to play for this football club, he wants out.
I pretty much agree with. In what I want from the team, rather than what I think Pep will go with, I pretty much agreed with Alan. Completely.
Blue out and Uber, you need to take Bernardo out your lineup, guys. He's not fit. So can everyone stop? I made the same mistake this morning, didn't make that.
How long's he out for? Do you know?
I don't know, it's not been said. I've gone for Edison, Kyle Walker, John Stones, and Ake.
Yeah.
And I've also gone for Bendy Mendy at left back. Rodri is the holder.
Yeah.
KDB will be captain. Yeah. I did have Phil Foden will play. And then in the midfield, I'm going to have probably Gundogan. because I did have Bernardo in, but then I realised. And then my front three will be Torres, Jesus, and Sterling.
You're with Torres, are you? Okay.
Yep. That's where I'm at with it.
Speaking
right.
of starting 11s, Martin,
Go on.
I'm still wondering what starting 11 you're going to use when you eventually play me on FIFA.
I've just
2 weeks ago,
21.
yeah, that's fine. You were meant to play me on FIFA 20. You messaged me 2 weeks ago saying, I'll play you next week, mate. Nothing for 2 weeks.
Mate, I've seen him play, mate, and trust me, it won't be hard.
Well, yeah, I've been told by Kiam. I messaged Kiam and a couple weeks ago, and he'd mentioned playing against you guys, and Martin wasn't the best.
Sorry, my cat is proper going at me to let him out the door.
Look at him. He's avoiding the FIFA. He's avoiding the FIFA talk. He's still scared to play me. I've never used a PS4 before. I'm willing to come on PS4 and play him.
I've put 11 in. I didn't say 12. I said 4-3. I said, didn't I? I said 4-1, 2-3.
What?
I said 11. Edison Walker.
Why don't you just call it a 4-3-3?
I know, but it's not a 4-3-3 though, is it? Rodri is the holder with KDB, Foden. Sorry, I did put in 12. My apologies. I did put in 12, Tabo. My apologies. I just realised I put 12 in.
Why does no one on this channel know how a formation works?
David Solomon says Garcia deserves to play the Stones. Nobody who wants out of my football club deserves to play.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't want to sign a contract. Don't let the door eat your ass on the way out, sunshine. Bye-bye.
Especially against Wolves, because I think Stones is a lot faster to deal with Wolves.
Go and rot away in the reserves for me. Sign a contract, then we'll have a chat. Not do what you've done, because you're not going to get your move to Barcelona.
And just hope he doesn't play Fernandinho in that defensive role.
Shower at the computer programmers at FIFA, mate. Thank you very much. I was. Because I've never seen Pickford have the game.
Did you lose on professional, Martin?
Well,
I remember watching the start of the stream and you moved it down to professional. You're meant to be playing on legendary.
No, I was on world class. I was on world class, whatever it was.
You moved it back to world class.
He moved it to professional. He moved it to professional.
Yeah, I know you. I know he was. It was meant to be on legendary. He said he was going to play the same as Kiam. I can't wait for next FIFA when he gets sacked.
Shedders, Stones and active for me, agree with Martin. Garcia doesn't want to be here. Right, guys, in the comments, please get us in your predictions for the whole season. Ryan, your prediction for the season if we do get Kounde in.
Right, the predictions for the season: 20th Fulham, 19th Villa, 18th Brighton, 17th West Ham, 16th
I didn't
Leeds.
mean the league table. I just meant.
I'm doing it now, Martin. I'm doing it now. 15th West Brom, 14th Newcastle, 13th Palace. That's my relegation battle up to 13th. Then Sheffield 12th, Burnley 11th. Sheffield. Southampton 10th in kind of no man's land. Leicester 9th, Everton 8th, Spurs 7th, Wolves 6th, Arsenal 5th, United 4th. Chelsea 3rd, then like a 10 to 15 point gap for Liverpool 2nd and us top. And then I also have Kane winning the Golden Boot, De Bruyne top assists, Edison Golden Glove, De Bruyne Player of the Year, Greenwood Young Player of the Year, and Moisey being the first sacked.
Go on, Cal.
Carl.
Alan, sorry. Go on, Alan. My apologies.
If City get the centre half they need, I'll put City at top, Liverpool 2nd, Chelsea 3rd. United, I reckon will get 4th spot. Everton and Spurs. That's where I think the top will be.
I'm really scared to give him mine out now.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you now. If we don't get the centre half we want, Liverpool will win it. Chelsea will come 2nd, City will come 3rd, and United 4th.
I think without the centre back, I'd swap Liverpool and City, but I still think we're comfortably ahead of Chelsea.
Absolutely, yeah. You would. Liverpool have got 2 good signings in, and 2 or 3 good signings in, and they have, and that strengthens them. If we don't get the centre half, are City stronger than they were last year? No.
Right, take them
I
off.
think we're a bit stronger, but not a lot.
Have you got any mods on?
Defensively,
Take them off. Sorry, 1 minute. Take them off. If you want to use language like that, mate, you can just go bye-bye. It's our opinions, but if you don't like it, don't watch. See you later. Quite simple. But we don't call people names on here, mate. We're not in the school playground. Right. Who's your 3 to go down then? I'll ask you that. I've done him. So I'm just going to bring.
As long as it's Villa, I'm happy.
Tom, boo-hoo, he doesn't want to sign for us. Let's all support him. Tom, I don't want to support him. He doesn't want to stay with us. He's turned down a contract, totally different from Vinny and Otamendi, mate. He's a young lad. He doesn't see his future at our football club. He hasn't been with us. He's been with us for 2 or 3 years. See you later, mate. It's all right. You don't want to be with us. See you later.
Tom isn't out for the wind-up tonight.
Tom is on the name to wind up tonight.
He's giggling as he's writing it. He is, yeah.
He's picking on you, Martin. He's winding you up.
You know. Well, I understand, Martin, but Sediment should replace so Village. Garcia ain't that good, guys, in my opinion. He isn't this world-class defender that we should be fighting tooth and nail. Sorry, you don't want to play for us. See you later. Sorry, you don't. I don't even know why we're not. I'd just get rid of him tomorrow, but that's my opinion. Go on, Alan. Need you 3 to go. Bye-bye.
Fulham, West Ham, and West Brom.
West Ham. Right. Zagon's gone. Man City will win the league 10 points clear. Blue Art. Oh God, no, shut up. Yeah, Man United did lose tonight. I had no idea they lost tonight.
And they had a penalty given against them for once instead of for them. And then it got retaken.
Can't compare Garcia with Vinny and Silva. Come on. That's what I said.
Speaking of who we think is going to win the league, who's going to win the French league, guys?
Oh, no, come to me. Why do we need to cry about it? He's playing one last season for us. Everyone's saying this shit now. He doesn't want to stay. It was like, wasn't my first choice. Send it back, mate. It wasn't my first choice.
To be fair, even when he was getting his game time last season, like a lot of the people on here, especially I know Andy, was going on saying that he thinks Howard Bellis is the better player of the two.
And if you watch me, I've always said that. I've always said Howard Bellis is the best prospect. Ever since
it's not like it's something new since he's been rumoured to leave. So
exactly. I have been consistent. I am not one of these who said Garcia is one of the best centre backs in the world. I have always been consistent that THB was a better prospect. I've always said that. And go back and watch about 9 months ago. Go back and watch my Preston North End review when I was there with Rob when he was on the channel, and that's exactly what I said. Right.
You're still worried about messing up his name, THB.
Right, I'm going to give you my 4, and I'll give you my 3 to go bye-bye. I'm going to get slaughtered for this. I've got Chelsea as winners.
Oh, God.
I thought it would be far away. They won't be far away.
I have them a good 20 points off.
I did have City at 3rd. I've now moved them up to 2nd. I think City will finish runners up again. I think Liverpool
relegated.
I think I did have Man United as 4th, but that's totally gone out the window now. They were garbage today. They were awful. So I'm gonna put a real big spanner in the works here. I'm going for Wolves as 4th.
Wolves? What about Everton?
I think Everton will be 5th. I think it'll be Everton and Wolves fighting for 4th.
Ask you a question earlier. Where do you think Leeds will finish?
I have them 16th. I think a lot of people have massively overrated Leeds based off what they used to be, and thinking that kind of like when City came back up to the top flight. If Twitter was around at the time, where people would be like, "Oh, they're back where they deserve to be. They'll be like a solid mid-table club. Get back to that." Whereas I think they will struggle, and that's that. I have them 16th, only above West Ham, and then my 3 relegated teams.
Yeah, they're offering good odds on the bookies to finish in the top 10, and I thought, was it worth a bet?
I've got Leeds about 11th. I've got Leeds. But the 3 going down will be, I agree with you, Alan. West Ham will go bye-bye.
Yeah.
I think Fulham will go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Aston Villa.
Really? Okay.
The main reason I have West Ham just staying up is I think they'll get rid of Moisey pretty soon. Like, I think he'll struggle to make it that much further past his horrible first 7 games where they have to face like 5 of last season's top 6. I think he'll struggle to get past that, and I think they'll get someone in who can do a job. I think the squad has too many good enough players to be getting dragged into they'll be dragged into the relegation battle, but I think they have too many solid players to actually go down.
Yeah, well, Jack Lee's
But yeah, Villa going down, hopefully.
Villa, Liverpool 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th, Wolves 5th, Everton 6th, Spurs 7th. I've got Spurs not having it. I've got Mourinho sat by Christmas, if you want me to be honest. Rags are 8th.
I have Spurs 7th.
Martin, we're going to win the league. Hey, mate, I hope it happens, but as I said today, I ain't bothered if it does. Here's a question to you both. Will City win a trophy this year, Ryan?
Well, yeah, Carabao Cup's coming home. It's the greatest trophy in world football.
So you're just saying Carabao Cup? No FA Cup, no
UCL. Well, no UCL. I think we have a decent chance of the FA Cup, but I think I'm going to give that to Chelsea. I think Lampard will get his first trophy there. I think he'll proper target the FA Cup, probably along with Spurs, assuming Mourinho's still in a job by the time it gets to that point in the year. We'll have the Carabao, and I have us winning the league, but I think that's still dependent on a centre back coming in.
Okay, Alan, are City going to win any trophies this year?
If we get a centre back in, yes, and it's more likely to be the cup competitions. If we don't get a centre back in, no, we won't.
Come on, Alan. Carabao Cup's coming home.
He'll play all the kids in the Carabao. You've got 3 rounds in 1 month, as well as Champions League. That's the problem.
You've just said, Alan, you just said if we get a centre back, let's say we're getting this centre back from Seville.
Kounde.
Yes. We'll either win the FA Cup or League Cup.
Champions League, where we at?
No, I don't think we're at the level of Bayern. I think Real Madrid will be better than last year. I don't think we'll still be the force that they were, but I think we could still beat Real Madrid, but I think they'll be better than last year. I think PSG will be at that level again.
If we get the centre half in, Martin, and we start to perform and stop conceding goals, then we've got a chance. But if we're still conceding goals by halfway through the season, we can't go into the latter rounds of the Champions League conceding goals.
Yeah,
my opinion on that. It depends.
I hope we get Bayern in the group stage for Champions League. I think it'll give us a good kind of like point to base where we're at in comparison. If we get them in the group stage, plus we then can't get them immediately in the next round of the Champions League, which is a bonus.
Chris Baker, Mourinho is finished the top class manager. He's a see you next Tuesday. It's not very nice. Can tell he's had a drink.
I'll tell you what. I watched. Have you watched that Tottenham The last one when all the players.
They're all or nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing. Yeah, I must admit, I did laugh at all their players in deep shock when City got proved innocent in the CAS case, and they were all sat there.
Is that in it?
The physio room. Yeah, at the end, the last episode, and they're absolutely what? Are you kidding? How have they got away with that?
I need.
That's what they were.
I need to nip my mate.
Hilarious.
I need to nip my mate's Amazon. Well, my roommate's Amazon Prime because I still haven't seen the City one.
Well, Sean Fogg, City Premier League, City Carabao Cup, FA Cup lose the final, and Champions League semi-finals. That is really detailed. Thank you very much, Sean. Eric Ampong, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Well, we'll see, guys. That was our Premier League 2021 prediction and preview. So, Alan and Ryan, I was getting beat on Monday night, but I was both winning. I said draw. Draw.
Yeah, you said we'll win, but then we come third. We have us losing or drawing, but you have winning the league.
And we'll come runners up, is what I said.
Can I point out that the breakout star of this season is going to be Alexis McAllister at Brighton? Just saying that now. Alexis McAllister, the Argentinian.
Do you want my player with it? My surprise package of the season will be Ferran Torres.
Yep.
I think it'll take him a year. I think he'll have a bedding in year first, similar to Amaris and Bernardo.
I'll give my surprise. Gareth Bale will get 67 round Wentworth. He'll be playing golf after me.
Anyway, right, guys, in the comments, I'm going to say a few goodbyes and then we're going to wrap this up because I'm back tomorrow as well. Tomorrow, having a week off. Well, week ill. Not had a week off, had a week ill.
Definitely wasn't ill. Secret holiday.
Yeah. Secret holiday in A&E is what I've had. Aim for the arms in the box. Has to be the new tactic for us. Gabby is my surprise player of the season. What, is he going to be on side? I agree, Christian. No news of any changes to improve VAR as far as we know. Agree with Martin. Torres will be a star. His dad taking me on holiday.
I'm not taking you anywhere, Cal. If you're not aware of this, don't worry about it. Cal, I have two online random Xbox children. One is Cal, and one is my real life mate Lewis. Don't even question it.
Dear. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. To Alan and to Ryan, you've both been an absolute pleasure. And Alan, go sort your sound out for next time, buddy.
You can go and have a nap now. Go back to sleep.
Yeah, I woke him up.
That's not going to happen because as soon as this is over, the phone will ring and be Martin. Right, you've done this. What have you said that for? What have you said that for?
Yeah. No, he's going to let you go to sleep and then call you in like half an hour's time.
Guys, can I finish my outro when you both finish?
No. No.
Thanks, Chris. Guys, please go back and check out the Wolves preview from this morning with Dazzling Dave. It was amazing. Obviously, tomorrow, me and Chris Baker are back at 8:30 with the third instalment of the Empty Seat Show. Remember, get in your calendars, 8:30 tomorrow evening with our surprise guest. It's going to be an interesting one. And then Monday, join me for the live watch along. City are back. The season kicks off in earnest. Yeah. City versus Wolves, live from Wellingborough. I will take you all the way through, 10 minutes before kickoff, right the way through to the end, and then we'll have a post-match reaction video as well. And hopefully none of these two will be on. We'll have to wait and see.
Wow. Screw you then.
Cheers, guys. Great stream again. Rubito, Martin, Ryan, especially Alan, thank you three for another great stream. Great stuff, lads. Thanks to all of joining. Yes, guys, please like and subscribe. We are 200 and something away from 15,000. We've tried to get there before kickoff on Monday. Can it still be done? Guys, share it, spread it around. Can we get over 200 subscribers by 8 p.m. on Monday night?
Press that button.
We need some messy rumours.
Press the subscribe button and press the bell.
I have no idea where he's pointing there because the subscribe button's not even on the screen, so I don't know why he's got that doing that.
Well, no, because on the screen, like you go over there, it's down in that bottom corner.
It's not.
It's down there. On YouTube, it's down there.
It's up in the corner.
It depends on what you're on, not on the computer. It's down there.
Down there.
Down there.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, it's actually top left corner.
Yeah.
If you want to know. Right, guys, all have a good one. Take care, Blues. You take care as well, Jack Lee. But yes, it does, Blue. Thanks for the interesting MCFC TV rules. Okay. Longest outro ever. What do you expect with this lot? I'm stroking the bell as we speak. Oh, Ryan with DM rumours because we all know he's right. Cheers, Martin. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow night with Chris Baker for the Empty Seat Show. This has been our preview show. It's going to be an interesting season. That is what we're doing now. Take care. And as always, up the Blues.
Good.